many reasons. One is I am from Africa. Grew up in the bush with most of my friends being little African kids that worked for, that were the children of the parents who worked for my grandfather and my father. Then, obviously, I became international and in some sense stateless because I've lived in so many different countries and carry different passports that I don't really need to belong to any particular state. But if you look at the world and the way the world is evolving, Africa is the last real frontier. So Africa was a natural thought when thinking of how can I try and do something in Africa that will be of benefit to a large group of people, apart from obviously charity work. But on a goAfrica basis, we actually can benefit a lot of people in a lot of different countries. Now, it is incredibly more complex than the Alibaba model that initially attracted me to the idea. So how do you cope with all that? Well, you just simply have to wish for the best and go for it, because there's no simple solution here. It's just trial and error, and one has to have the stomach to take the ups and downs. And unfortunately, as you know, my health has got to the point now that I'm really in the home stretch, as it were, longer to go. And definitely I have very little oxygen, so I can't breathe at altitude properly, which is why this is my last worldwide trip of long distance flying, because I nearly passed out a couple of times on the flight from Washington to Tokyo simply because I didn't have enough oxygen. I just had to lie down and be very still so as not to use up what oxygen my lungs could take in by moving around. So I digress, but as far as goAfrica is concerned, I got the idea started with a guy called Niles Hembold. To be fair to him, he was very much involved at the beginning because he'd spent most of his adult life dealing with Africa. My brain is intact, but my body is literally falling apart around me. I'm very fortunate I have no pain, which is a huge blessing, but running out of oxygen ain't much fun either. Right. So, that's really why I got into it, because I'd done, I did 5 startups in the 90s and lost a lot of money in every single one of them. They were all failures. And in the late 2000 and the early 2010s, I got involved in 3 new startups, but this time with a lot more. 2 of them are doing pretty well. But goAfrica is a hugely complex task, which I don't think most people really realize. And to try and get everybody up to the same level of intellectual comprehension and expertise is really asking for almost the impossible. I suppose there's not a great deal of complexity as to why I got involved. I got involved because, as I said, I came from Africa, and who could see that there's more to life than just simply making money. Africa will be intra-African trade as well, which will obviously help link the various African countries together through trade, rather like the EU linked Europe together through trade, essentially. Because, post-colonial Africa, everybody was very touchy about their nation, their nationality, their language. And don't fuck with me, I'm an independent country, I have my own culture and so on and so forth. So Africa has gone through that period and is slowly coming out of that as Africa evolves. And Africa is, as I said earlier, the last frontier. So that's why I did want to do goAfrica.